until the day she died, insisted that one photograph was real. Happy Wednesday, wine witches.
Hi, wine witches.
Witches of
Welcome
wine.
to the Which Wine Are You podcast.
I'm a rosé.
Are you?
No.
Okay. I think you might be a spicy red.
I think you're like a deep red.
Thank you. I think I'm like a cab sauv.
I was gonna say you're a sauve.
Yeah.
I was gonna say sauve.
I feel like we are mostly our favorite wines.
What do you?
That
what
would
do you
that
think
would
you
make
are?
me a warm, buttery Chardonnay.
Which
And I
I
think
think
you
I
are.
agree with. You have like
Yeah.
a nice summer warm
Yeah.
butter. And then I think you're like a bubbly rosé. I know it's not your favorite, but you do enjoy it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think I can switch between a cab and a like crisp rosé.
Yeah.
and I think I lean more towards a crisp rosé.
I agree.
I think you're a
it's
crisp
like
rosé.
your rising is a crisp rosé.
I think my
Cab.
my sun is a crisp rosé,
what
and
I
my
meant.
rising is a cab.
I forgot everything because I looked into your eyes and I got really nervous.
You guys are so pretty.
I know. I was like,
Ladies.
am I blushing?
I don't know, like if you all have seen this on the YouTube, but Sammy's eyes are insane.
Okay, but if
and
you
it's probably
also are on YouTube, then
Witchcraft.
you'll see all of
oh,
our
you don't
eyes.
have to do that. That's fine. They give psychic, and
Yeah.
she is, so it makes sense.
Am I dying?
Well, they give.
It's like when you give a dog like the best last day ever.
We're doing all her favorite things, saying her favorite words.
Oh no! Anything else you want to do today, Sammy, for this episode?
Just for you.
As you leave us. Just kidding. She's not leaving.
No, she's fine.
No, I am not leaving, and I actually do have something I would like to say.
Oh, perfect.
I saw a TikTok that I will put in show notes who it was. But
Cool.
she was saying that, and I know there are a lot of people that say this, but there are soul and tarot cards based on your birthday. And I decided to look ours up because she explained it very well. And I wanted to know more. So I did.
I can't wait.
So Jessie, we're starting with you.
Okay.
Your tarot card number is 4.
Ooh.
Which is the Emperor.
Yeah.
And the life lesson based around this card is like building stability, focusing on discipline, patience, and creating healthy structures in work.
Aww.
Lindsay,
Yes.
yours is is 5.
We're very
My
close.
favorite number.
Yeah.
Sister.
Which is the Hierophant.
The Hierophant. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So your life lesson is like learning through experience, question beliefs instead of following rules blindly.
Oh my god.
Following rules blindly. Aries Stelia?
Literally.
Could never be me.
What do you mean? How could you do? If you follow rules blindly right into the pod, I gotta understand
We
how
have
that
questions.
happens. Yeah.
And you balance tradition with personal freedom.
Aw,
So accurate.
that's really accurate.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Mine is 6, which is the Lovers. So 4, 5, 6.
What? Oh my god.
And my life lesson is learn balance in love, relationship, and personal values. Make choices that align with your true self and develop self-love before depending on others for validation.
Hold on.
Which is funny because you guys were just validating my eyeballs.
Everyone's got to go back to the astrology episode where Jake said basically that
I
to
know.
each of us.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is
I know.
bonkers.
Wow.
Isn't that
It's almost
wild?
like there's
Thank you,
something
Sammy.
to this. Interesting.
Couldn't be.
Aw.
And if you want to look up your tarot card number, take all the numbers in your birthday. So the month, it has like 0, 1 for me. So I take 0 plus 1 plus then all the other numbers, including the year. And then you get like usually a 2-digit number. And if it's below, I believe there's 31 tarot cards in the major arcana. Whatever the number is in major
gonna say the-
arcana, if it's over that, you combine those two again. So like mine, I think was like 3, 3, so I combined them.
Wow. Look at us.
Yeah.
Neighbors.
Howdy, guys.
Howdy.
Up, friends.
So that's what I'd like to say today.
Thank you for saying
love
that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's so cool.
I had a lot of fun.
I also have a little Lori creepy dream to report, ladies. Just, since we haven't had a good creepy dream in a while. And
creepy dream.
thankfully,
settle
this
in.
one I didn't send a ghost to Jesse in, so we're
Thank
happy
you
to
so
hear
much.
it. Of course,
Really
anytime.
exciting.
Working on not doing that.
Thank you.
No, I do get some wild dreams when I get back to LA because I think there might be something in my apartment, but like friends, good friend.
Yeah.
And I went to bed on this night and I was like, man, Ghost hasn't said anything to me. Like, I wonder if they even care. You both are like, why would you want
Lindsay.
the ghost to speak to you?
That's so funny.
Because I'm a hierophant and I'm just here to learn and try things. Okay, well, anyway, so I'm like, ghost hasn't really talked to me. Sad, whatever, fine. Having this dream, right, that someone's trying to communicate with me, kind of restlessly tossing and turning. I can like feel it. And then, you know, when you're like just like about to wake up from a dream, I had this feeling that someone was literally like, hey, and then I woke up and then my phone was going off like crazy.
What?
I looked at the time, it was 1 a.m. Nothing on my phone there was no alarm, there was no nothing. And it wasn't like an alarm sound or an anything sound. It was the sound of people talking and being like very loud. It was like loud, staticky people talking. And I was like, what is going on?
No.
It just was like at 1 a.m. out of nowhere. Lock screen normal.
No.
Open up the phone. Doesn't open up to anything. Just making this sound. And I'm holding
100%
it.
from your phone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unless I was like dreaming or hallucinating, which is totally possible. I had to scroll through every single thing, close every single app, and like turn off my phone to make it stop.
No.
I don't know what that was.
No.
But it felt great that it came after a dream where something was trying to communicate with me. And I was like, okay, loud and clear.
Does it feel great?
Yeah.
Did you hear any words? Like real?
No, I couldn't pick out any words. I just heard like loud conversation that I couldn't make out, which is actually really funny because I was listening to this podcast, Maya and Bialik's Breakdown, if anyone else listens to it. It's very fun woo-woo interviews with this person who like met their spirit guides, right? Like started talking to these voices or whatever that gave him a lot of information. But he was like, the way that it started was that they told me they had been communicating with me since I was a child. I think I told you this, Sammy.
Yes.
Because you said, great. Okay, so they told me that they had communicating since I was a child with recurring dreams where I would hear static in the TV and they'd talk to me through it. And I'd like walk down to the TV, right? And hearing that freaked me out because I used to have recurring dreams as a kid where I'd walk out to my swing set and hear static and voices talking to me from the swing set.
Guys.
And Sammy had some sort of thing too.
I had dreams where like, I don't remember what it was now, but you said a key word that like triggered this thing of a reoccurring dream where that happened to me all the time. And I'm trying to remember now what it was. I don't.
We'll
remember.
figure it out.
Yeah, I'll have to look at our text.
I was gonna say if it comes to you, it comes to you. But it's just I was so funny that staticky voices happened, and I was like, did I hallucinate that? What happened? So
I have chills. Like my legs are chilled to the max.
Yeah.
Holy! I just shaved my legs too, ladies. Boo.
congratulations.
No, now the
Now they're too cold. Oh, you see, you regrew it from the chill.
From the chill.
I see, I know. What you
It was
mean.
that intense.
Wow. Well, happy I could chill you to the bone.
Yeah.
I feel like it was not that creepy. I just am more like, huh.
As someone who doesn't experience static and ghosts, that is very, very scary. In other news,
Cool.
Did you know that they found new mummies in Egypt? Yes. They found new Roman mummies
That's
in Egypt.
cool.
And the coolest part, in my opinion, is that in the stomach of one was papyrus of a section of the Iliad.
I didn't know that part.
Did they put it in post-burial or did they eat it?
I don't know.
Good question.
That's cool, though.
I think post-burial because I think it's pretty well maintained. So I think it was like in
Yeah,
something.
they like sent them off to the
with
underworld
it.
with
Yeah.
a book.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's sweet.
And most people, this person was saying, most people have like rituals or like some sort of like ceremonial text with them, and this person wanted the Iliad. And I'm just like, oh, what a book nerd. They just wanted like their favorite book with them.
That's so sweet. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that, I mean, it makes sense that the ancient Egyptians had the Iliad, but like you don't think of it as being translated for them to read and all. Although I know the ruling class after Alexander the Great was Greek. Like Cleopatra was Greek,
that's
a little bit. So I don't know.
But that's really like
That's amazing.
sweet. Just like, I want my favorite book.
Archaeology news.
Yay, no more scares.
If you had a book that you could like bring with you to the afterlife, what would the one book be?
Whoa.
One book.
Well, he brought the Iliad, so
I would have to bring along one to keep me entertained. I understand the choice of the Iliad. I'm like, maybe the Fellowship of the Ring, just because there are lots of things in it, and it'll take some time. If it's the one book I get, could it be like a book with many tales, like the Brothers Grimm?
Yeah.
Oh, I might do one of those then.
Ooh, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a really good one.
Well, you can't have it because I'm taking it to the
There's only one
afterlife.
copy.
She burned all
Can we do
the
a book exchange in the afterlife?
Okay, yes. We're doing an
Okay,
afterlife.
so we really do get 3
We get
books.
3. Yeah.
Oh, we better think
Unfortunately,
strategically.
for y'all, I wasn't going to pick one that you guys probably would
What
want.
were you going to pick?
I was going to pick The Phantom Tollbooth. Because it was the first book that ever got me into reading.
That's really sweet.
And so I was
and
like...
the last.
And the last that I will ever read. Except for the 2 that we exchange.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking either like The Storyteller, because that's such a well-written book, or like The Silent Patient. Get a little thriller in there.
Interesting.
You know?
My only thought with a thriller is that, like,
You've read
you
it.
know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but then you can
loses
read it
some
and,
of the
and
magic.
like
Find
piece
more.
things together. It's like rewatching a scary movie.
You're
You're
so
like,
right.
oh, that was foreshadowing. I didn't even know.
You're so right.
I look forward to it then.
Yeah.
As it is Sammy's last day.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And she's taking
swear
her
to
book
God.
to the afterlife. Planning.
Hold on.
I've got one last gift to send you off.
What is it?
It's Sammy's favorite wine.
You didn't bring the Phantom Tollbooth?
Is it a rosé?
Crisp rosé.
I love this rosé.
Sammy, I'll be giving it to you. Here you go.
Do you want to explain what we're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before I give Sammy her gift, we play a game on this podcast. Every episode, someone brings in a story. The game is called Guess the Lore from the Poor. I brought in a story today, which means Jesse and Sammy have to take this wine that we will drink and guess what I will be talking about today based on clues. There you go, Sammy. We'll miss
Oh, you're such a good girl.
you. The best
My ears are like
laugh.
perking up. Tail wagging.
Yeah. She's just leaving the podcast, nothing else.
No!
Oh my God.
I think Lindsay's kicking you out.
That's what either she's killing me after this episode or she's kicking me out. Both are terrible.
Stay tuned for next week.
Static gets louder.
For Sammy's episode next week.
Oh yeah, how are you
You
gonna
think,
do
right?
that? You're gone.
Anyways, so it actually is one of my favorite rosés,
love this
which
rosé.
I don't know how to pronounce. Cote de
Cote de Rose.
Cote
Cote
de Rose.
Yeah.
De.
It's French.
Not de.
de.
Cote de Rose.
De.
It's beautiful. It has a little rose right here on the top. I realize I'm saying right here. It's a Grenache, a Syrah, and a Cinsault. Yeah. Oh, the bottom of it's so pretty.
Yeah, the bottom is a rose, straight up, and so is the top. So, okay, well, this is giving rose,
You know, I had the same thought.
I see your point.
but I do think it's roses.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense.
Or like France. Is it Versailles time?
No,
we
we have
say
to stop
every
guessing it. We have to
episode.
stop guessing it.
This is not
No,
a
no, I know.
Versailles time loop bundle.
No, it's
No, it's
totally
not.
not. It's something rose bottle.
Or French.
Oh no, she's biting her tongue for some reason.
The rose is the clue.
Yeah, I figured.
But it's not the lore of roses.
Well, no, I know. It could be like the language of flowers, which I know
Flower
something-
fairies.
Flower fairies, some sort of like it. I don't know why it's giving like poison.
I think it's flower fairies.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the language of flowers.
I love that.
Well, ladies, let's get pouring Sammy's wine.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
do you want to open it, champ?
No. No, I don't.
Wish she shouldn't do that.
No,
I feel like I'm tempting fate. I don't like
I
it.
know.
I know I don't like
It
it.
doesn't feel good.
it's not your last day.
It's not Sammy's
No.
last day.
No.
your
But
last day.
we're
is in
just here to
70
pamper
years.
her. 70.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Did you just pull that out, or did you know that, or?
The static told me.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
What a pretty color.
It's gorgeous.
This smells like summer.
To Sammy.
Cheers. And summer.
And summer. Oh, I mean, that's golden. It's like nectarine.
It's a little buttery.
It's like mineral front,
Yeah.
strawberry back.
I get butter on the back.
I get a little
It's
bit
a
of
little
butter
buttery.
And
Yeah.
strawberry, yeah.
It's like mineral fruit butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a little like raspberry in there.
Yeah. Red fruit.
Red fruit.
Okay, it says
Citrus.
the bouquet releases aromas of summer fruits, which could be nectarine, peach, lemon, cassis, and
Or red fruit.
and red currant floral notes of rose, along with hints of grapefruit to complete the picture.
Yeah.
And that I understand.
And butter.
And sorry, there was a little note under it. It says butter.
I've been listening to a playlist called 90s Butter Mom.
No, but I love it.
It's just a mom in the 90s who like makes butter and uses butter in food and is like, it's the way you love me. I've been listening. I've been trying to pretend I live in the 90s a little bit more.
Clearly, with what you're wearing, I love
This
it.
is literally from the 90s.
Exactly, I know.
So
Super.
cute.
It's very Rachel Green.
Yes.
Cute.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly it.
I got it from the farmer's market in Brooklyn.
Well.
But anyway, sorry. Enough about me and butter moms in the 90s.
No, I'm happy you said that because I want to look up butter mom playlist now.
Also, French butter.
The 90s mom playlists slap.
I don't doubt it.
New headspace. You're
Yeah.
like, wait, there's nothing to worry about.
It's giving like main character
I'm
energy.
making a casserole.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. It's great. With and there's a rooster in my kitchen.
For good luck.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I'm curious what we're doing.
Speaking of bygone eras, today we're doing a little history, ladies, but we're also doing a lot of lore.
Is it the Tudors?
Because in the age of smokestacks and coal, something very peculiar happened. An entire civilization shrank down their most terrifying mythology into something small enough to live in a flower.
Yep.
Today we are talking flower fairies and the Victorian fairy craze.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy I wore this shirt.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say we got
cute.
flowers.
Yeah.
Thank
We're
goodness.
very flowered today.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
I don't know if I can wear this hat for the whole episode, but this is my flower fairy hat with the literal definitive illustration.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I looked for the same shop at the book fair when I went, and I couldn't find it again.
Loved
But
that place.
yeah,
This thing was the best impulse purchase I've ever made.
I'm
Okay,
so excited.
I love flower fairies so much. And it was just gonna be flower fairies, but then I found out and realized that like fairies went through a major transition. Like there's the fairy that you did an episode on. Sammy did a wonderful fae episode. And then there are the flower pretty fairies. And I don't think we've really talked about how those ones came to be in lore. So when you picture a fairy, what do you see? It's probably small. It's probably got wings. And it's probably living in a little flower. Now ask yourself, was it always like that? Well, we here at Ladies Who Lore know that's a definite no. But it is one of the strangest cultural transformations in history to watch fairies get tiny and cute. So, in early Celtic and British folklore, fairies were called the Sidhe in the Irish tradition. They were not small. They were a supernatural race, kind of like humans, but they were living in hills and mounds and sort of the in-between spaces of the world. And they were not, like, cute. They were not the nicest. They would kidnap humans. They would replace babies with changelings. They'd cause illness. They'd lead travelers astray for sport, just fun things. And the word fairy shares its roots with fata, meaning fate in Latin. So these were like godlike beings. These were not, these controlled your destiny in some ways. People even protected themselves. This is nothing that you two don't know, but for our audience, this is where we're coming from. You should familiarize yourself with Sammy's episode. We literally protected ourselves. Iron was a repellent. People put horseshoes above their doors, iron nails in their pockets. Some people even turned their coats inside out to confuse them. Didn't know that. This was all protective magic. It wasn't really whimsy. It's interesting. I didn't go into why iron, but some folklorists think that iron was actually a newfangled thing to some people. Like iron is something that humans created and that fairies existed before iron, which is why these like mixed metals kind of confuse and freak fairies out.
That's cool.
And I think that was cool.
I love that.
Yeah,
right?
That's fun.
But those couldn't stay the same forever. No, sir. Some might say that Shakespeare started the shrinking. It's unclear. This was, 1590s, different time. Unclear if they were so tiny. Like in Midsummer Night's Dream, fairies are still thought of as kind of like powerful human-sized beings, but they had a lot of relation to nature. They were named after plants, but they're not nice, right? Puck is genuinely cruel. Titania is manipulative. What's the other guy? Oberon. He's a mess.
Oberon. One word, mess.
But there is one specific Shakespearean speech that does imply that people could have thought that fairies were tiny starting in the 1500s, which is Mercutio's speech in Romeo and Juliet, where he describes Queen Mab. He describes her as no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman.
Wow.
And this is probably the first time in all of English literature that fairies are insect small.
Wow.
Shakespeare did it again.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, people lore could have been changing. It's so hard to tell based on who's writing at a time when writing is not something that everyone gets to do. But they didn't really stay small in literature after that. So it could have been just Shakespeare being like, wouldn't it be crazy if? But fairies really started changing shape when the Industrial Revolution began.
Everything happened then.
Fast forward. England, British Isles, Act 2. We're in the 1700s, 1800s, and the Industrial Revolution started displacing millions from their otherwise rural, nature-based lives. Yeah. They moved to cities that were overcrowded, dark, smoky, and loud. They worked in factories, and nature was altogether lost to an entire group of people. And so this mass cultural longing emerges for magic and nature and things that are untouched by industry. You also, in this time period all going through, you'll get World War I and the Spanish influenza. Things were changing quickly, and some would say for the better, some would not. And there's a great quote, and God, I can't remember what article this was from, but this expert said, the fairy craze that began in this Victorian era showed a long-lasting need to believe in the extraordinary at a time where the ordinary world had become mechanical and gray.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yes.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Yes. Making fairies tiny was also a way of making nature feel safe and precious and controllable. And if you think about the idea that people had been living amongst nature and nature being their key way of survival, they might not have felt like they had a lot of control. But once they moved into places where they no longer really, quote unquote, needed nature, the relationship shifted. If nature's spirits are small enough to hold in your hand, nature kind of becomes something to control. There's a different relationship there. And so the she of the Irish countryside began to be decorations in English nurseries, things like that.
Damn.
Do you think there's a time when like grandparents were like terrified of nurseries, being like, why are you putting up those monsters?
I wonder.
At some point there was a generation who had to be the first.
Probably.
I think so.
Wow.
I imagine there were some where grandparents are like, why are you doing that? That's crazy. And I imagine there were some where it was an attempt to preserve culture as well and be like, my grandparents told all these stories and we forgot why they told them. It's like, your grandparents and grandparents told those stories for survival and protection.
Yeah.
And at some point we took lore and stories and decided they were just for entertainment, not for passing along pertinent information. So there's
and
that
kind
as
of
well.
like it's a way to relate to a newer generation of like, this isn't what we thought, but it's a way to kind of bridge that gap between them and reconnect over this thing.
Yeah, 100%. And there were a couple more like factors that you'll see, they come and converge, and it just makes so much sense that fairies were getting small and floral and becoming flower fairies. Because one of the biggest hit books of the 1800s is Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. And Alice in Wonderland was not just it reflected the culture of its time and solidified that culture. But Alice in Wonderland was a really great example of the Victorian obsession with miniaturization. So Alice literally shrinks to enter this world of, flowers and miniature things. And there are a lot of academics that believe that part of this craze of miniaturization came with the introduction of the microscope, where people realized that there might be entire worlds underneath their noses.
Whoa.
Yes.
Like the Who. Whoville.
Yes, literally Whoville, like on a speck of dust.
Yeah. I don't know why my brain went to Doctor Who, and I was like,
And Doctor Who was there, I'm sure.
He can be anything he wants.
so true.
Yeah.
Is this when dollhouses came to be?
I think dollhouses exploded at this time.
Wow.
Also, just people making miniatures that weren't even toys exploded at this time.
Dude, I love miniatures.
I know, they're fascinating.
They're incredible.
And it does come from, I'm going to extrapolate a little bit, but I think some of that also comes from, like, the Victorians started to feel like they could control everything, right? They were like, everything's so small and movable. And, like, they were really gaining control over the natural world and everything like that. So I think the miniaturization plus the microscope plus, other stuff makes a lot of sense. Wow. And then with this new relationship with the natural world, what else bloomed? Victorian flower culture. So you're both right. Floriography, or the language of flowers, became an obsession of many people in the Victorian era. Every single bloom developed a new meaning in courtship or in friendship. And so I found one of the original books from 1851 available on Gutenberg Press. Totally worth digging into. It's called The Floral Offering by Henrietta Dumont. And in this book, I can pull it up if we want to look at more and you want to guess what other things mean, but I have 3 funny quizzes for you.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Red roses.
Romance.
Oh, sorry,
Love.
we're guessing. Yeah, love.
Yeah, beauty and love.
Yeah.
White roses.
Purity.
You're not going to get these next two.
Hold on. No.
Oh.
White roses were like...
White
I'm
lilies
sorry.
and water lilies
Yep.
were purity.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Condolences.
Yeah.
Grievance.
Quote, I would be single.
I would be single?
Like, no thank you. I would be single.
I'd rather be single.
Okay, you're right. I was not going to get I would rather be single.
So you wear a white rose and you're like, I would be single.
That's funny. Those are my favorite flowers.
I do love white roses.
You would be single. She would not.
She would not.
Okay, and one more because I'm going to tell it to you.
Okay.
No, I'll let you try.
Yeah, I want to hear what it is first.
Cactus.
I'll kill you.
Get the hell away.
Ardent love.
What?
Yes!
Why?
Sorry?
I can't explain it.
it's
Henrietta will
durable?
have to explain it.
I was about to say it's probably because it's durable.
Maybe also because it's like exotic. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Hug me, but don't.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, there's so many fun ones.
The duality of being prickly and also beautiful.
Aw, that's so sweet.
And so as people became obsessed with these blooms, these flowers, they also blended some cultures that already had associated fairies with flowers. So it wasn't just this language of flowers. There is older lore that I could find, mostly from Ireland, Scotland, of foxgloves being very connected to fairy and actually being called the fairy flower. And
Those
by
are
the way,
the bell-shaped ones, are they?
yeah, I passed
Yeah.
They are?
the most beautiful foxgloves literally today.
Well,
as I was walking around. Oh no,
ain't
my
that
phone's
fate.
off. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But stunning, and you can imagine a little fairy like sleeping inside
Yeah.
of them. So it was said in these in Ireland mostly that the wee folk or the fairies gave the blossoms to foxes as slippers, which would help them sneak silently around into hen houses and otherwise without raising the alarm. Other European tales whisper that fairies used flowers as bells to warn the foxes of approaching hunters. And if you planted foxglove near your house, whether it was because fairies lived in them or liked them, you would be protected. The fairies would protect the foxglove and therefore the house. But if you picked the foxglove or disturbed it, the fairies would just, ruin your life because they do not take kindly to disturbance of their homes.
Sure.
I mean, sure.
I have
I
a
get it.
question. how did this alliance between fairies and foxes come to be?
I imagine it's because foxes are wild. Like, I think of the Fox and the Hound, right? You have, like, dogs are, like, domesticated. Foxes are wild. And I feel like fairies are always on the side of the wild.
That's fair.
They're not on the side of the domesticating.
That's fair-y.
That's fair-y. I was also going to say, part of this foxglove thing that is so fascinating, because, again, it's like this lore is a way of passing down really smart knowledge as well. Foxgloves are very poisonous. Yeah. So if you do disturb them, you probably shouldn't.
Oh, shit.
Which is part of the reason they say don't disturb them.
Lore. I love it.
Should we start a podcast?
Should we talk about lore?
It's just
this is recording?
I love how things always have meanings.
Yeah.
Almost always have meanings. Sometimes it's silly, but like
Everything
nature things
has a
usually
meaning.
nature things have meanings.
Yes, and like deep meanings and deep stories. And imagine knowing the stories of everything that surrounds you. We're trying. We're working on that.
We're working on it. Give us a few more episodes.
And it made me so happy to pass foxgloves and be like, fairies live there.
Yeah.
I
I got on
play
a
a
weird
fox.
side of TikTok. Not weird. I loved it. I'm sad that it's gone. I was like getting all of these like foxglove, fox, fairy videos. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm not mad.
I love it. I love foxes so much.
Me too. It's
Me
my
too.
It's my akin animal.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same as well.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time where foxes were just appearing to me? It was like a 2-year period. It was wild.
That's so crazy.
Every time I was really sad.
I got to pet a wild one, which maybe my parents shouldn't have let me do, but it loved me.
Where?
When I was a kid, like a young kid.
Okay, you're
and
a fae.
apparently I would it left and I would literally like look at my mom and be like, Foxy right now. Because I missed it so much.
I mean, how does it feel to be the universe's chosen one?
I never knew that about myself until this moment. It feels
We're trying to give you a good day, Sam.
No, I know.
We told you about the fox we saw in Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was magic.
Amazing.
Okay,
Should we move to Ireland? Sorry, yeah. We should.
Yes.
Okay, well, anyway, so Victorian fairy painting at this time, again, just to illustrate the craze, also became its own full genre of paintings. Two really famous painters, Richard Dadd and John Anster Fitzgerald, would paint these really cool paintings of elaborate, tiny fairy courts, kind of adding the miniature piece. They were wild, strange. They were not totally, like, happy. They were kind of quite weird. And worth a mention that Richard Dadd, side tangent, because it felt necessary, murdered his father because he believed his father was actually the devil, and then spent the rest of his life in Bedlam, which is, like, the most famous mental hospital in London, where he would just paint fairies. Detailed fairies.
Can we talk about the irony of his last name being Dad? Sorry.
D-A-D-D. Still down. Yeah, you're right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That would be so creepy being like his nurse.
Oh no.
Being like, oh, how are the fairies doing, Richard?
Yeah. And
I would
they're
be so intrigued at the same time.
stunning paintings. Like, I can
we'll
show
put 'em
you
on
one.
Insta.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're stunning and they're super detailed. Like, you have to be so detail oriented to maybe an unhealthy level. Yeah. But then, of course, fairies continue being everybody's favorite with everyone's favorite book in 1904. Do you want to guess?
The fairy.
Peter Pan. Yeah, Tinkerbell. I was like, it's not going to be Peter Pan.
Everyone's favorite book, The Fairy. Yes,
Flower
it's Peter
Fairy.
Pan.
Oh my god.
J.M. Barrie
Tink.
writes Tinkerbell right into the world of miniature fairies. Described her as so small that her feelings could only hold one emotion at a time. So it is notable that Tinkerbell is off her rocker in the book.
She's fucking crazy.
She is jealous. She's mean. She tries to kill Wendy.
She's a lot.
Like, I kind of love her.
I hadn't heard that like phrasing or description
yeah.
of her. That's really
I don't know if that
cute,
was
though.
lifted directly from the book, but that is.
I love that
I
either
found that in my
way.
article. I was like, that's so sweet.
So sweet.
I get it. One emotion at a time.
Yeah.
It's very Aries.
Relatable.
And of course, you get the rule or the if you don't believe in fairies, fairies die, and that you can clap if you believe in fairies. And of course, now the Peter Pan fairies are like the definitive flower fairies, and you got the whole like
Pixie Hollow.
Pixie Hollow world. But then, of course, there's the most famous story from this time period of those two girls who actually saw them.
I love this story. Regale us.
This is the story of the Cottingley fairies. Elsie Wright and Frances Griffiths were cousins, 16 and 10, respectively. And they claim to photograph fairies in their garden in Cottingley, England. This happens in 1917. The photos, this is at the beginning of photography and people being able to have consumer cameras. They circulate and they cause a sensation. But do you know how they circulate, ladies?
How?
Did you know how they got the sensation got as big as it did? Because they circulated them around their town and, they were pretty local until 1919. When Elsie's mother attended a meeting of the Theosophical Society in Bradford, England.
We should have known.
Yeah, the minute you got too excited,
it
had to go back to Theosophy.
Either Theosophy, Young.
Theosophy until I die. At this meeting, people elevated them until they reached Edward Gardner, who was a leading theosophist, and he believed in invisible realms and spiritual energies. So this didn't feel like a crazy leap for him. And he passed the photos to all sorts of experts, including Harold Snelling. Side note, that guy worked for an institution that I'm going to do an episode about. I can't remember the name of it, but basically Victorian England had like a bureau to study to study magical occurrences and see if they were real, like spiritualists.
So I can't wait for that episode.
Yeah, and
Can
I was
we
like,
do
okay,
that
so that's a
here?
whole episode.
Like, should we be that bureau?
We are the bureau. I mean, I think that's what we're doing here. This is
you're
strict
right.
academia. Actually, though, I write an essay every 3 weeks.
That's true. That is so fucking true. Like, we are.
My brain remains sharp.
That is true. That is so fucking true.
I think about this.
ladies.
I'm like, one day we got to put all of these into a book. That's my little dream.
yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
the lore
With
book
little drawings.
with wine and drawings.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much.
Let us know if you want that.
A lore book. Well, anyway, one of
lore.
these experts who these fairies made their way to was Arthur Conan Doyle.
Classic.
Another rabbit hole that I won't go fully down. But Arthur Conan Doyle, as I think you mentioned once, Jessie, was a huge spiritualist.
Yeah.
And while he was inventor of the most logical detective in fiction, Sherlock Holmes, he was a total spiritualist at heart. And he dedicated most of his life to explaining that these things are real, and he believed in them and had seen them.
Big seance guy.
He was not a super gullible man, some might say. He wrote an entire book about the Cottingley fairies, saying, having discovered this, the world will not find it so difficult to now accept that the spiritual message, supported by physical facts, which has already been so convincingly put before it. Okay, you get it. What's interesting is that a lot of people say Arthur Conan Doyle became obsessed with the spiritual after his son died in World War I. Or of influenza. I've heard both. I don't know.
Or he could have died during World War I from influenza.
That's true. It would have been the same time.
Yeah.
It's probably that. Anyway, you're so smart.
Thanks. I write an essay.
This is not. I bet my teachers would be so proud of me.
so proud.
I did have that thought when writing my next episode. I was like, I am in the middle of writing an essay right now, which I hated doing at school. But now I'm like, yes.
Isn't it funny
Me
when
too.
the topic is something you care about, it's not work?
That's crazy.
It's not weird.
Like, oh no.
I'm like, this is the best way to spend my free time. And it
For
keeps
real.
me sharp. Anyway, this isn't true. The Arthur Conan Doyle lost his son and became obsessed with spiritualism. Not true.
What?
He's been obsessed with spiritualism his entire life. This was like a 40-year endeavor for him. And even before his son died, he spent 14 years devoting his time, energy, and resources to the cause, which he described as the most important thing in the world. Quote, he once declared that he would, this is straight from his estate. This is why I was like, this is crazy.
Damn.
They're like fully correcting the record.
Wow.
He once declared that he would gladly sacrifice whatever literary reputation he enjoyed if it would bring about a greater acceptance of the psychic message. He was obsessed with this exact thing.
That's awesome.
He even
Fuck
gifted
you, Harry Houdini, by the way. Sorry. Their rivalry lives rent-free in my brain.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. We got
As devoted as Arthur Conan Doyle was to proving
Yeah.
seances were real, equally Harry Houdini was to proving they weren't.
Yep.
I think something that happened too, I will say, because I have one of my teachers might be a magician.
Sorry?
He does card tricks, all sorts of stuff. He's like really into magic.
That's hot.
And he gave me a deck of cards after he did a trick for me, which was really cute.
Also hot.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Not the point. No. The point was that he has been very interested in this stuff. It keeps slipping out in different ways. But he was telling me the story of the first seance that was fake. Like, definitively, these women, I don't know if it was the first seance ever. Probably not, because they've been doing them for literally thousands of years. But the first people in pop culture to be like, we're the seance ladies. It was fake. And it was like fully fake. And
They were sisters, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And it did horrible things. Just like, well, not to spoil the story, but just like what is about to happen in the story, decimated anyone's credibility in spirituality.
Damn.
Because there are always, again, depending on what you believe, there will always be people
Yeah.
who fake these things
Yes.
because there's money and attention that comes with it too. So anyway, fascinating stuff. Because the seances...
I'm excited for the seance episode.
Me too. So it was fake, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
These Cottingley fairies, the girls were very clever. They cut the fairies out of Princess Mary's gift book, a book. They added wings. So
Genius.
very creative,
So smart.
very definitive. And they propped them up with hat pins in the
Yeah.
yard, and they would pose next to them. And they looked, now if you look at them, and I'll put pictures up, obviously, they look flat. They look like drawings.
But I can see how...
But at the time, not all of them.
Not awesome.
Not yet.
Look quite real.
I could see how you would fall for that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, especially at the time where
Oh my
photography is really young and
Yeah.
absolutely. I can see why you totally would fall for that. But it is pretty incredible how far this story got and how much it did for the culture. And then you get, of course, Cicely Mary Barker in 1923, right after the Cottingley fairies. Cicely Mary Barker is the creator of the Flower Fairies.
this makes sense now.
Yes. She's the creator of the Flower Fairy books, which, by the way, unbelievable timing. I texted my parents that I was doing the Flower Fairy episode. Mm-hmm. And they were like, we're at your grandma's cleaning it out. And we literally found her entire collection of the Flower Fairy books yesterday. And I found out that they're...
I got chills.
all these books are amazing. If you didn't grow up with them, you should find yourself a little copy. They're so cute. They've got Flower Fairies of the summer, spring, fall, winter. I found out, my grandma had, Flower Fairies of the trees. Very cool.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are other ones.
Are your parents shipping them to you?
I think so.
Good.
Yes.
I think they should be mine. Based on my hat.
They should be
She
yours.
She has 2 copies of like everything too.
Oh my
She just loved them.
gosh.
I mean, my grandma,
Yeah.
as I've talked about on this podcast, she loved fairies, believed
Yeah.
in fairies, saw fairies, total sweetie.
I love
which,
that.
So cool. She
I tried
made
to
me
buy
crazy.
a whole collection of them in Solvang once
Aw.
from like my favorite store that my mom and I go to every time we're in Solvang. And it was like in their back area that they were renovating, and it was like on a shelf as if it looked like it was for display to purchase. And I was like, can I buy that whole collection? And they were like, no, none of it's for sale. And I was like,
What?
What's
no, so sorry, but like, what?
And why is it on the shelf?
What? And it was in their like renovation section, so no one could go back there. And I'm like, maybe they're gonna like open it up. But by this time this episode comes out, my mom and I are going to Solvang. So I'm like hoping that maybe it's on the shelf. So that's so funny.
Hey,
you get
it's
it.
great timing. I found the email of the publisher, and I'm gonna reach out to them and just be like, what's your next move? Because I am so in love with these books.
Yeah.
So, and again, for those who haven't read them, each fairy lives inside a specific flower, and there's a poem that goes with each drawing. Gorgeous watercolor of each fairy.
Yeah.
So there's a rose fairy, foxglove fairy, bluebell fairy. It was also a great way for people to learn plants.
Totally.
And I feel like it was a great way for me to learn flowers when I was younger. Like, it's just an amazing thing. I'm so passionate about them.
Yeah.
But so Barker was a deeply religious person, and she actually saw fairies as part of God's creation, not as pagan spirits, but as literally divine spirits. And some might say this is the final sort of domestication of the fairies, right?
Yeah.
They go from being the wild she of the countryside to now just like an adorable little botanical book that is Christianized, essentially.
Yeah.
And they also become basically the definitive visual language of fairies. So if you picture a flower fairy, you're picturing Cicely May Barker's work, which is incredible. And I will say, the curator of an exhibit of Barker's art had so many fascinating takes about this whole situation, about fairies, but also about the fact that fairies got relegated to children and little girls. Because noting that at the top of this Victorian era, men were also into fairies. They were painting fairies. It was considered really serious art. And this curator noted that these images and Cicely May Barker's work is thought of as like children's art, basically, like totally treated differently.
Interesting.
And she noted how educational and important it was for humans growing some respect for nature and understanding of different plants. And I do... hot take. I'm going to say my hot take. I do think it's funny and notable that this sort of idea of the love for the earth and the love for the fairies is really at this point only carried on by the people who inherited it, which are young women. Both the belief in fairies and the understanding of like things beyond our sight, and also the belief in nature and understanding and loving nature. It feels like those things are really put in conjunction here. And I thought that was a beautiful take from her.
Yeah.
But also, think of how nice the world would be if everyone
Oh, of course.
partook in that.
But I do think that's what I mean, is like,
Yeah.
it's very interesting how in basically 1 century, fairies went from something that everyone sort of believed in or had respect for, same with nature, respect for, to smaller and smaller and smaller until they're just for little children, girl children usually.
Yeah. Usually.
Fascinating. So Disney finished the job in 1953. Tinkerbell became glittery and sweet and is now literally the logo for Disney. And then in 1983, the damage was really done because the Cottingley women both confessed.
1983.
They took it their whole lives. I love
Honestly,
it.
iconic.
It's so funny to me.
How old were they in
They were
1983?
like 80 something. They
Deathbed
literally had
confession.
laughed about it for 60 years. And I will say,
I
for
love
you,
that though.
I do too. I think girls rule. And I do think part of the reason that people were like, this has to be real. Someone made this point in an article somewhere. They were saying it was like because no one believed that little girls from Yorkshire had the intelligence to fake something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
I love the think that every time they got together, they'd be like,
We're like, isn't it crazy that people are still
"Can you
talking
just
about
believe us? Remember when?"
So they laughed about it for 6 years, but I will tell you that Frances, the elder, I believe, until the day she died, insisted that one photograph was real.
Wait.
The 5th photograph, the one that doesn't include either of the girls, she insisted to her grave that the photo of the fairies bathing in the sun alone was one they had taken in earnest.
I am crying. I believe her. I totally believe her.
I'm like, why lie at that point?
Oh my god, I'm actually crying.
Have a lie your whole life and then be like, okay, but no. Because, and I will tell you, that picture is different. It is like beautiful.
I know the exact picture.
Let me pull it up for you,
Yeah.
just because I want you to see. Fairies bathing in the sun.
Wow.
This is the image
Nuts.
that they say was the genuine one. And they look much more translucent. It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I bet you want to know, are fairies real?
I was about to ask that.
Sure.
No one can answer that for you.
Except you.
It is.
But
they are.
I
And it's my last day, so you have to agree with me.
No one can answer that for you. But like my grandma, I choose to believe in the in-between places. I found this website called thefairycensus.com. It is a website of like hundreds of experiences that have been anonymously submitted of people who claim to have met and interacted or seen fairies. And it's so amazing. I had so much fun, and a lot of these have a lot of similarities. They take place all over the world. You can look at time of day. You can do it by where they saw them. Very cool project.
This is awesome.
Yes. It made me so happy. And I was really struck by this one experience of someone like seeing fairies on a camping trip near the water. Because they said the fairies were like kind of small, kind of human sized, but like not what you would expect. Like kind of animalistic. Some had fur, some were more like humanoid.
Whoa.
And they spoke telepathically. They weren't quite like real, and they spoke into this person's mind, essentially.
This is my dream.
Through static. No, I'm just kidding. But they spoke into this person's mind, and this person, you know, says they got to ask a couple of questions. And one of them that they asked was, are fairies real? Like, are you real? And this fairy answer, the telepathic answer, kind of mirrors Peter Pan. So I wanted to leave us with it. The fairies replied, if one believes in something head and heart, then it can become real in this world.
And that's my 15th set of chills this episode.
And that is the shrinking of the fairies. I don't know what to call this episode.
I like that.
Something
I like
that.
shrinking
Yeah.
of the fairies.
And there they are, the modern fairies.
I'm in tears.
Oh my
That is a beautiful quote. That's a really
What a good answer from the
Yeah.
fairies. Were they PR trained or what?
I also think that just like goes with a lot of the lore that we have of
Yeah.
like the more you believe in it, there's a good chance that it could happen.
Oh, hello, Satan. Are you hearing about the fairies?
Hi,
She's
baby.
arrived just
She's
in
like,
time.
I've
I've seen the fairies.
Yeah.
They're not as nice as you're making them out to be. Like,
She speaks telepathically
Yeah.
to you.
hi, girly girl.
Hi, sweet girl.
Hi.
Oh my
I'm in tears.
God.
That's
such
that
good-
website. I
know
could
what
read
I'm gonna do
forever.
later.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Bring back the fairies. Bring back the fairies. Clap if you believe in fairies.
I believe.
Wow.
It's from Shrek.
Wow.
That was so good.
Great episode, Lindsay.
Great episode.
Great episode. Clapping for the episode and for the fairies.
Yes, as we must.
Yeah,
as we must.
and for Sammy.
Thanks. Hey,
Hey, Sammy, and now is there anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah.
I want to leave us with a song. You know what? I want you to sing me a song.
You're not going to sing with us?
No, I will.
Sammy doesn't want to sing for her last.
Actually, I'm so worried.
No.
Be okay.
We're kidding.
And I'm not even. Yeah, we're talking about you leaving the podcast.
Yeah, not the other one. Not
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one. And
But
we're
also, can I
doing
not
that.
leave the podcast?
We are not.
No,
You're not going to leave
I'm
the
not.
podcast.
No.
Should we do a fairy hoax?
No.
Wink. I don't know. I kind of.
What would it be?
The fairy hoax?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd tell you that I heard static in my phone, and then I'd pretend that it was talking to me. You're just kidding. Nothing here at Ladies Who Lore is a hoax, which is why sometimes we don't bring in stories at all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
We have nothing to say sometimes.
Literally, no.
But we love you for sticking with us. And I guess before we go, I will say, if you believe in fairies or if you believe in Ladies Who Lore, if you could send us a quick like or a comment anywhere you listen to this show, it means the world to us, and it helps us keep growing, and it helps us keep growing the fairy population every single year.
It's
because
so
we
true.
will make everyone believe in them, and suddenly the world will be a magical place again.
Yay.
And if you
true.
agree with our mission statement, which is a bit long and needs a bit of editing,
Yeah, we'll pare it down.
Or we'll keep growing.
Then throw us a like. Or join our Patreon. We have a really fun Patreon where if you join for a limited time or forever, I'll read your tarot. And we also do oracle card readings every Sunday.
We do. And also, if you don't like the ads, we have ad-free episodes on our Patreon. So we got you.
But if all that sounds horrible to you, just tell 2 of your friends about us.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Word of mouth means a lot.
And Word of Wings does too.
And go talk to a flower or something. Yeah. Spread lore in the world.
But don't pick the foxglove.
Please don't. I didn't tell you to. We are not doctors at Ladies.
We are doctors now. We're saying don't pick
do it.
them.
Don't put the fox.
For this one moment, we are trained doctors.
You have to listen to us. Please.
Past this, don't trust a thing we say about it.
Well, ladies, anything else we'd like to say on fairies? We believe in them, right?
Obviously.
Great. Then shall we sing to them?
Yes.
And do a little giggle for the fairies?
Sure.
You know how... Is it real lore, or is it just the Pixie Hollow books where they say every time a baby laughs, a fairy's born?
I've heard that saying before.
I have too, but it makes me feel like it's a Disney-fied thing.
Really?
I don't know.
I feel like it's not.
Okay,
Man.
Great, I'm gonna fight you on that.
I guess, hate to leave you with an unanswered question, but
hey, if you know,
that's what we do. If you know, let us know. All right, ladies, let's sing like a baby laughing and send some new fairies into the world.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies
Ah.
That was kind of scary.